Today we're going to be talking about marriage, right? Marriage or a union is not a mistake. You find that person because energy permitted you to meet that person. In this generation and era, marriage is really a difficult task to nurture. It's because we are brought up in different families. You shouldn't expect somebody to be your all-in-one. Truth be told, we've really lost the understanding of the term compromise. We've changed it into thinking that it's just accepting the next person's beliefs as they are for you and just ignoring yours as if they do not exist or they are not valid, right? You just need to go there knowing yourself, knowing your higher self, believing in whatever superior being you believe, be it God, be it higher self, be it energies, be it the universe, be it whatever your faith lies in, right? So that when shit hits the fan, you know who to contact and how to deal with this thing. Hello, elements. I hope you guys are good. Sorry, both my hands are occupied today. The side I'm holding a microphone and the side I'm holding a phone, so I can't do the element side. So yes, I'm at my mom's place. I'm still breathing, taking a break, just taking time off nature, taking time off life, taking time off everything, just here to breathe and enjoy and just reset, right? We need that in life once in a while, okay? So yeah, I'm at Latikuru. It's so cold. This place is extremely cold, but then it is what it is. So those who are first timers, I humbly welcome you. I address controversial matters which people are extremely naive to talk about, but then I address them with facts. I try to address them with facts and truthfully and with much love as I possibly can. And today's truth might not be your truth and tomorrow's truth might be your truth, but then we're two different people who are entitled to our different opinions, so nobody would force anybody to resonate with anyone. So believe what you want to believe and ignore what you want to ignore. But then if you feel like my truth is your truth today, you are free to go and elaborate, expand, and do more research upon it. Don't take my word for it, okay? Good. Today we're going to be talking about marriage, right? What is marriage? Marriage is a union between two people in this era. It's between two people, right? A male and a female, mostly 90% of the time. The other types of marriages, like the LGBTQ marriages, we're going to address them in another video. Today we're just addressing basic marriage, no matter what kind of union it is, as long as it's just a union between two people, right? So today we're going to be addressing that. Okay, first point will be the fact that marriage or a union is not a mistake, right? You find that person because energy permitted you to meet that person, right? So you meet that individual because energy drew you guys close together. So marriage happens, it's really a rare thing. It's one in a, like, what, 7 point something billion nowadays, exactly. So you meet that one over 7 point something billion person. How rare is that? So it's possible, and that's a fact, and that is evident enough that marriage is not a thing that is upon your hands. Energy takes care of that part. Energy takes care who you're going to meet and how. So marriage is a union between two energies that have attracted each other. So it means that whatever partner you have, in quotes, chosen is not really your choice, but energies that have strongly bonded and attracted each other have come together and used you guys as puppets to come together, right? So nowadays, in this era, in this generation and era, marriage is really a difficult task to nurture and succeed and build. So why is that? It's because we are brought up in different families, right? It was better if my mom Okay, I had to put the earphone here so that at least I can change hands. This thing is killing me. Okay, like if my mom was your friend's mom, right? Let's take I'm a female and you're male, or I'm a female, or whatever it is. Let's just say we're partners, right? If my mom was your friend's mom and then they'd conceive maybe together, whatever this thing would have played out, right? So if they conceive together and they found out that the genders and that that one is a female, this one is a male. Today, let's just talk about heterogeneous marriages. Let's just, for now, it's in this example, let's just make an example of a heterogeneous marriage. Okay. So they find out the genders, that you are a male and I'm a female. So our moms would come together and make sure that they bring us up together from childhood, right? Until we're old enough, so that the cultures would be the same, the bringing up would be the same, the expectations would be the same, almost everything would be the same, beliefs and all that, right? So they would bring us up, both parents, both mothers would bring us up together under the same roof, under the same beliefs, under the same philosophies, under the same expectations, under the same everything, right? So that by the time we're ready to get married, we are at least one person, right? We have at least more similarities than differences, right? Only the difference would be that you are a male and I'm a female, right? So that would be the only difference. It would make it easy for us to cohabit, to marry, to start a family of our own, right? So if it was like that, it was going to be much better. But then now reality says that you meet this person at your old age. You guys meet when you're already old. You have already accumulated so much belief, so much trauma, so much accumulation of the physical realm and spiritual realm, to an extent that you are two different people, extremely different people, who are forced and expected to cohabit in peace. That is impossible. So marriage was then expected to be this form of a compromise, right? We have to compromise and understand each other to an extent that it went on to become a power a power battle, right? We'd fight as to who will handle the home, who will do this and that, forgetting that the masculine energy and the feminine energy should compensate each other, not that one should be submissive over the other. But then I will get to that, okay? So now the expectation is for us to learn to compromise, like accept the next person for who they are, while they accept this one for who they are. But then, truth be told, compromise is just hypocrisy. So this compromising thing then ends up harming one of these two parties. One of these two parties will end up compromising more than the other, which means that it's now a one-sided relationship, right? And it's always the case. It's always the case in every marriage. There is one partner bound to be the more compromising partner, right? Which means which rolls back to the fact that life is a game of power and energy sucking, right? I will address that when I'm talking about energy. Energy is an extremely diverse topic. I think I'll have to make a series on energy, because I've been promising to talk about energy for the longest of time, but then I've just been postponing it because I'm just too afraid to fumble it, right? Okay. So moving on from compromise, we compromise because the expectations, right? We have expectations of the next person. So my bringing up will not be the same as my partner's bringing up, right? So I expect my partner to know. We even label it as common sense. Yes, we even label it as common sense. We believe that it's common sense for somebody to know how to do this and that. It's common sense to help your loved one. It's common sense to know that a humanity this is how a sense of humor is expected. What if the way I perceive sense of humor is not the way my partner perceives sense of humor? You see. So there are those kind of expectations. My partner was brought up under the fact that once you just give your loved one food and enough resources to take care of themselves, that's just okay, you've played your part. But then, according to me, I believe that my partner should provide me with basic needs, and also give me those extra goodies, right? I believe that that's what should be exchanged in a relationship, right? But then my partner believes that as long as we have the basic needs, then no goodies are needed. So why, on what grounds should I blame my partner on what they believe or on what they think a relationship is? It's because of expectations, right? So my advice to unified couples, may not be a marriage, may just be any form of union, right? A serious union, not just this smash and pass, right? My advice would be, one, on compromise. Do not compromise on anything. If you feel like you like this and your partner likes that, or you believe in this and your partner believes in that, you guys are two different people. What is supposed to happen here, according to me, again, this is my truth because this is my channel. If you think what I'm saying right now is the ish, then it's good. You go further, research on it and develop it better. Do not take my word for it, because I'm not a god, I'm not a guru, right? And if you don't believe in this, it's okay. Just pass by and go and find your own truth. Or if you've already found your own truth, then live by it. It's good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you found your truth, right? So what I believe is, instead of compromising, you guys should just strip off your egos, strip off your whatever you've been taught from your family, strip off from what you know from your past. Just be a new person altogether. Dissolve your ego and formulate what you guys both believe in. Sit down with your partner and be like, okay, I know that at home, at your home, you used to sweep to the right. But then in my family, I believe that we used to sweep to the left. And then we sit down, we look at the pros and cons. Okay, what I love about sweeping to the left is this and this and this. But then what I hate about sweeping to the left is this and this and this. But on the other hand, what I love about sweeping to the right is this and this and this. And what I hate about sweeping to the right is this and this and this, right? And then you sit down with the partner and be like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the goodies, what we both believe are the goodies on the right, and take what we both believe are the goodies on the left, and put them into one kind of sweeping style. Because these sweeping styles are only formulated by society. It was just societal norms and standards, right? Which means it can be altered into what I believe in, right? So we can just take what we like on the right and take what we like on the left and sweep forward. Who said we can't sweep forward? So yes, develop a new direction, develop a new sweeping direction which will work for both parties, not to compromise. Because compromise is when I say, okay, I believe that you like sweeping to the left, or I see that you like sweeping to the left, and your points are valid and they make sense. So you know what? Let's take it, because right now I've just understood that sweeping to the left really is better than sweeping to the right. Says who? Right now you are taking on somebody else's beliefs because you feel like your beliefs don't make sense. So you're sacrificing what you believe because you want to please the next person. Dissolving your ego and weighing another person's ego just because you feel like your ego doesn't make sense. No. That's why I hate compromise. Compromise is some form of hypocrisy. But then what I believe in is just not to compromise, but to formulate something new altogether. No compromise. Because once you start compromising, once this particular individual starts compromising, they'll be expected to compromise throughout, because the next person, the other party, will see that, oh, so you can compromise, huh? So compromise forever. Imagine a forever union living under a compromise. So that's why these rates of killings and all that are increasing, right? So one, it's compromise. And two, expectations. We expect too much from our partners, to an extent that we feel like they should be knowing what we want. Like, it's common sense for you to do this. It's obviously a thing to do that. We're benchmarking with other people's union, right? Why not just formulate your own kind of union? Do not look what is done on movies or what your friends have been doing, right? Just formulate your own unique thing, right? Why would there be standards that okay, a relationship should involve this kind of kissing? According to romance, this is what romance is. According to a person can only show you love if they bring you gifts. A person can only show you love if they do this and this and this. According to whose standards? Sit down. That's why I'm saying before you get into a union, sit down with yourself. Strip off this ego that has been created and built upon by your family or your parents, right? Sit down and be like, okay, this is what I want in life, and be truthful with what you want. Do not look or benchmark your wants with what you see in movies or what your friends are doing. Sit down with yourself. Have at least maybe a maximum of 6 months time alone, right? Sit and meditate and then find your own truth, the actual truth, not the truth that has been advertised to you by a society, right? Sit down and be like, okay, if I can get somebody who can do this and this with me, then that would make me happy. Maybe if that somebody cannot come with this and this and that, it's okay, that I can live without, right? Know your wants, know what you can tolerate, know what you cannot tolerate, know what your deal breakers are, right? Not the society, not societal deal breakers, your own inner self, higher self deal breakers, right? Sit down to yourself and know that. And once you are sure of what you want, and once you have completed yourself, and once you know that you are going to find a partner, not somebody to complete you. You are going to find their other half. You're going to find the yin to your yang, not that you're coming to that person as a dot, hoping that you'll just be that dot on the yin yang. No. Be the yin and your partner be the yang. Be a complete thing and your partner comes as a complete thing. Two complete things coming together to form a unified new object, right? Two complete objects coming together to form a new unique object. Do not come as a half, hoping to find a half that will fit into you like a jigsaw puzzle to formulate an expected object. No. We're forming unique here. We're going unique. No, why would I formulate a square? The square has already been formulated on this earth. No, let me form a kanjumka. Right, exactly. From a completely different shape, a shape that is out of this world, right? Be the unique figure in this world, you and your partner together, because it's been a complete shape coming together with another complete shape to form a completely different, out of this world, alienated, unknown, unique shape, right? Exactly. So take at least 6 months off with yourself, just you and your higher self, to write down your wants, your needs, your deal breakers, the things that you can tolerate, right? So, and once you find that person, sit with that person, and then you compare your notes, right? So that if you know that, okay, we don't have the same beliefs on sweeping to the left, like we're just not compatible, we're just not be like, okay, bye, while it's still early and still solvable before we even get to a commitment, right? Exactly. So, expectations. Thing is, we expect too much of the next person. We expect them to be the whole figure while we're just a dot in the figure, right? So what I'm trying to say is you should be able to sit down with your partner and talk about these things. Let's say that you've already formed a union, but then you already came here as a dot, right? So that can still be resolved, right? It happens. Yes, we've done things, we've made mistakes in our lives, but then they can be resolved. This is how you resolve them. Sit down with your partner, talk about these things. Be like, okay, just like their examples I've made of stripping, be like, okay, we have this problem in our marriage. I've realized in our marriage or our union, whatever you guys have decided to be, right? Be like, okay, I don't like this. How can we resolve it? Do not expect this person to know that, okay, my partner doesn't like this, okay, my partner wants this. No expectations here. Address everything, no matter how useless it is, to the T, right? I don't like this. Let's try to fix it. And then if you can't fix it, then it means I'm sorry, but then you guys are not compatible. But then I believe that if energies came together, attracted each other to come together, then there must be grounds for what you guys call compromise. But then I know that compromise is not what is happening right now. What we're doing right now is just hypocrisy. But then what I'm trying to say that if two energies came together, attracted each other, there may be ground to formulate something new, something that is out of this world, right? So I'm sure that you guys can find a way to sweep forward instead of left and right, right? Exactly. So you can sit down with your partner and be like, okay, this is what I don't like. This is what I like. How can we fix it? And then you find a way to fix it, right? Exactly. So that's how you eliminate these expectations. So that's where we're lost with these expectations things. And expectation number 2 is expecting that your partner should be an all-in-one, right? Your partner should be able to love you enough by giving you gifts, by understanding this and this and that, by doing that, being good at everything they do, being able to just fulfill you holistically at once, right? But then what I'm here to say is like, we're all human beings. We all have weaknesses and strong points. So you shouldn't expect somebody to be your all in one, right? Just accept your partner as they are. As long as they're doing something right, just take that as it is and ignore what they're doing wrong, not unless it's a deal breaker. Again, I'm coming to the part of deal breakers, right? So this thing rolls back to my one of my previous videos, monogamy, right? The history of monogamy, that we are not really monogamous human beings. That's why you would find that this partner will not be able to take care of everything else, right? So you'll need another partner to take care of what this partner is not taking care of, right? That's why in the past it was thought that only males need to be polygamous, right? But then even females do have needs too. Sometimes they are provided by this partner, but then is not providing everything, so they need somebody to complement or fill the void of the other person, right? So I'm not an advocate for polygamy or polyandry. I'm just here to state the reasons why we feel unsatisfied with that one person we have and feel like we need or want them to be our all in one, which is very impossible. But then since we live in this era, we are forced to only have one partner. So what we have to do is you just have to accept them as they are. If and when you feel like you've reached a deal breaker with this person, I'm talking to those who've already made the mistake of being in a union without assessing themselves. If you reach a point whereby you feel like you've reached a deal breaker with this person and you cannot come to a compromise, right? Because truth be told, we've lost the understanding of the term compromise. We feel like we have changed it into thinking that it's just accepting the next person's beliefs as they are for you and just ignoring yours as if they do not exist or they are not valid, right? But then in actual sense, compromise is when you guys come together and formulate what feels right with both parties. When both parties, mutualism, yes, mutual contentment, right? When both parties are happy about the resolution. That's what compromise really is. But then right now, compromise has just been completely changed to something else, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if you can't reach a form of a compromise, the good kind of compromise, right? If you can't reach that kind of compromise, then I'm afraid you guys have grown apart, right? So that's the first part I was here to address, that compromise is good. The good kind of compromise is good. Expectations, eliminate expectations by dissolving your ego. And then now we're moving to the third part of growing apart. In a union, two types of energies, two attracting energies come together to form one unique big energy, good energy, right? According to whatever energies are. If bad energies come together, they formulate one lump of horrible evil energy. If two good energies come together, it depends on what attracted these energies together. So whatever attracted them together will formulate that kind of thing in a massive scale, right? So if these two energies came together and formulated this energy, as you grow, as time elapses, if one of these energies takes a different path, diverts and maybe formulates a different kind of belief without the other party, these energies will then form a glitch. There will be a glitch or a friction between these two energies, leading to this energy growing towards the other direction, and this one either being stagnant or growing towards a different path, right? So it's called growing apart, right? So I'm afraid this is whereby you guys have just to part ways. It's not solvable. It's nature taking its course, right? It's just called growing apart. It can be fixable. It is nothing is unfixable, right? It can be fixable. This can only be fixed when this energy that has taken a different path or is growing towards a certain direction comes back and gets this other one to grow together, right? But then if this one doesn't want to grow together with this one, then that's when nothing can be done, right? Or again, they come together, sit down and decide on what can be done now. Because in marriage and union is all about communication. Nothing can be solved about communication. Communication and comprehension. Because I can talk to you, communicate, and you do not comprehend anything I'm saying, and you go back to whatever you were doing in the first place, right? So you communicate and comprehend, right? So this whole thing, if you can just do a summary of this whole thing, from compromise to expectations to growing apart, everything is fixed by communication and comprehension, right? So that's how you can fix growing apart. Either you come together, try to move at a mutually agreed pace and direction, or if one of the energy is rebellious, then because really you can communicate and comprehend, but then when one partner, or if you guys do not believe or come to common ground, then it cannot be fixed. Nothing can ever be fixed without a common ground and the good kind of compromising, right? So that's just what I was here to say today, dear elements, that a union, any kind of union, be it marriage, be it cohabiting, be it friendship, be it whatever you guys have come together to be, right? Every kind of union is just energy using you guys as puppets to come together and formulate one big chunk of that kind of energy, right? So if you guys come together half developed, hoping that the other party will come and complete you, then that's crack number one. But then when that has already been done, it can be fixed by still meditating, or whatever you feel like, or whatever way you do, you may do to talk to your higher self and grow your inner self, grow your inner higher self, right? So do not expect to go to a person half developed and hope that that person will fulfill you. They will not. Instead, you will be miserable for the rest of your union life. Either you or your partner will be miserable because you will be expecting to be fulfilled for the rest of your life and not seeing that you are the problem here. You're half developed, right? So yes, that's what I was here. I'm just here to present to you today that in a union, do not expect anything from the next person. Instead, talk, communicate, set what you like, set what your deal breakers are. Know yourself, know your worth, know your partner's worth, know your partner's strong points and weaknesses, so that you can compensate each other. Where your partner is weak, be the strength. Where you're weak, your partner should be the strength. In a nutshell, energies come together knowing how they will cohabit together. Nothing is a mistake in this world. Energies never make mistakes. They bring you guys together as puppets because they know that they can live together in a harmony. So, if there is inharmony between you two energies, it means that either one of you has outgrown the other, or there is lack of communication and comprehension, or nobody is willing to compromise, or there is a high level of expectations without any presentations of your wants and needs, right? So yeah, that's just what I was saying today, elements, that union is a really taxing task to the physical flesh, because it really it takes two puppets, physical puppets to tango, but then it takes only energies, spiritual force fields to bring you guys together, and then they just let you be and take off wherever they left. They just bring you guys together and let you finish off the work, right? And finishing off the work is no man's joke. You just need to go there knowing yourself, knowing your higher self, believing in whatever superior being you believe, be it God, be it higher self, be it energies, be it the universe, be it whatever your faith lies in, right? So go in there having a strong foundation, whatever you believe in, so that when shit hits the fan, you know who to contact and how to deal with this thing in order for you to make sure that mentally you're stable. And if you are mentally stable and spiritually stable, this puppet, this flesh will just align. So that's what I was here to say. Elements, love you, elements. Good day.